Welcome back to another exciting, fun new season of A Guide to Poor Parenting, a podcast where me, Jason,
and me, Jennifer,
have a few drinks
and talk shit about our kids.
Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Guide to Poor Parenting. Nope, at Instagram on Guide to Poor Parenting, and then Twitter and Facebook/X at Poor Parent Pod. I will eventually get that right.
One day.
Not
and
today,
then
though.
Be changed, and then you'll, go the other way.
And then Elon will have to shut Twitter down because he doesn't know what he's doing. But I don't think the Elon bros are listening to this podcast. Miss Jennifer, it's been a whole season.
Yay!
Did you enjoy your break from the podcast?
What, the week? 2 weeks?
Technically it's 3. Well, I mean, the audience, the listening audience, for them it'll be 3, but for us it'll be, I think we did, when did we record last? It was 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, I think it was.
Which is actually uncommon. Bank a lot of episodes ahead of time.
Yep. Because we're busy peoples.
We are busy people, busy little bees.
Yeah.
How was your 2 weeks off from the pod? Last weekend was what we did last weekend? Nothing?
I had school stuff to do.
You had the wedding too, but I don't think we talked about it on the podcast.
Yep, I think we did.
I don't know. I don't think we did because I remember I had to alter the dress. I think we talked about altering the dress.
Maybe.
I don't know. Jennifer's sister got married. She was...
if we recorded, I guess, because the wedding was ago.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what we talked about. But yes, I was a bridesmaid.
She
Always a
looked lovely.
Bridesmaid, never the bride, which is fine with me.
Yep. And you will not see those pictures on our Instagram.
Nope. Nope. But yeah, the wedding was good. Did a lot of work helping get everything set up and then tore down. But for my little sister, I'll do it.
Because you love her.
Yeah.
What did we do last weekend?
I did school stuff.
You what? Oh,
school
yeah, that's right. You finished. You graduated.
Well,
you haven't officially graduated.
But I've passed my last class.
Woo!
Woo! Yay!
Jennifer has her associates.
No more college.
She has her associates in business administration.
Yep.
So that was a long time coming. There was a lot of tutoring with math and.
I want to say 6 years with a 2-year break for COVID.
Did you? I thought you started. Did you start before you got Wesley?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't remember these things.
Yeah. I started when Patrick graduated, so he asked me to take him to Calhoun.
That's right.
And drive him to Calhoun so that he could register, and I just registered it.
So Jennifer's been learning all about, especially this last semester, it's been all about business law and
legalese.
How I need to really trademark all our shit before someone steals it.
Yeah.
But so congratulations, Miss Jennifer.
Oh, thank you.
You are part of the educated elite now.
Woohoo! I don't feel that educated because I forgot it all already, so, but I got a paper to prove it eventually.
Yeah, you'll get it eventually.
Yeah. And then yesterday, I've graduated from the boot to a tennis shoe.
That's right. So, Miss Jennifer, for those listeners who don't remember, Jennifer had bunion surgery because she's always wearing high heels.
Nope. So that's a step up. And
we went shopping Wednesday looking for shoes that she could fit her swollen foot into. And she ended up taking a pair of mine that she could, unlace.
Open up, big time. Turned 43 this.
Woo! He doesn't look a day over 30. You're welcome.
Wesley's an asshole, which is not unusual. About it. How's your week been?
Pretty good. Zane has taken up gardening, and I'm trying to help him as much as I can, but also trying to temper his excitement so he doesn't buy $400 worth of gardening supplies and then realizes I did after one season. I was like, but hopefully he'll do better than I did. I mean, he's already doing better than I did. He's watering better than I ever did, but I don't know. When I did it, I was like, this is not necessarily a lot of work, but I got so little out of it. I did cherry tomatoes and I maybe got 10 off things because squirrels kept eating the shit, and I grew pumpkins too, and it worked, but I left them on the vine too long and it was covered in ticks.
Oh wow.
I went out there to go get it and I was like, oh, this is just covered in ticks. I don't even
know.
So, and it was a small pumpkin too, but for any of those listeners who've ever grown pumpkins, the pain, but those pumpkin vines go everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a 30-foot long vine.
Wow.
And they're 20. They just take over your yard if you're not careful. And it was such a mess. And it was like, ugh, this. So I was like, I don't really want to do this anymore. But also, it's like, I told Zane, I was like, I'm loving you have this hobby. I want to support you as much as you can. The only thing I'm worried about is like, if you start producing a lot of like produce, we don't eat a ton. So
Sell it.
So I don't know if y'all heard, but Zane just said sell it. Okay. But he also just bought canning supplies, so he's gotten into canning and preserving stuff, so he can at least preserve some for us, and if not, then he'll jar it up and sell it on the... So if you're ever driving through East Limestone County and see a stand that says Fresh Tomatoes, you'd see a tall, pale man sweating with an occasional ginger stopping by to check to see if he's still okay.
Right.
That's my husband. Let's see, what else did we... I took Kalia on... I actually took her on her first... I chaperoned my first... Field trip. I don't know if I talked to that. Okay. Yeah, that was an adventure. It's a really pretty spot called Falls Mills. And it's there's a water... And it's a water-powered water wheel that powers this mill. And it was neat, but it was janky as all get. Like, you could tell this was just like a labor of love. Like, they don't get a lot of visitors, and they keep themselves afloat by getting elementary schools to come in. And so it's like it was interesting, and it was kind of appalling to see the conditions people had to work in back in the day, especially these children. I'd be like, y'all motherfuckers better be lucky. I'm not. Yeah. But I will say I was a little bit irritated because I was forced to chaperone if Clea wanted to go because she had some behavioral problems. And so the teacher, she can only go, okay, I'll go. However, while we were there was a little boy who was even worse and very obnoxious. Like he kept, like Kalia at least has comedic timing. We'll wait for the person to finish his talking to pipe off something funny. This little boy would just constantly ask interrupting questions. And I had to shush him a couple of times. Shush. Yeah. I don't care if I shame this little turd, but I was just like, man, would you shut up, please? I'm like, why isn't his... And I asked Kalia after the field trip, I was like, is this kid in trouble a lot? She's like, required to have a chaperone.
Right.
So, yeah, it might be his white. But you know what I just realized I'm rather sad about?
What's that?
So, Miss Tisha, who we've had on the podcast last season, I believe, season 3? I don't know. We had her on either season 2. She was going to go with me to the McWayne Center this coming week on the 8th for Kalia's next field trip that I have to chaperone. And the only reason I wanted to do it was because Tisha was going to come with me, but Tisha's daughter got into a fight at school, so Tisha transferred her to Zone 4.
Oh, wow.
So Tisha works at the school. She still works at our kid's school, but her daughter goes to school. Damn it.
Oh, wow.
I have to go to McWayne Center all by myself. Although Kalia said she didn't really want to go to this field trip, so I may just call the teacher. She doesn't want to chaperone alone, so I may just can't bail.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
That's sad.
Yeah. I was like, the only reason I was going to do is because I had a buddy go with me.
Right.
I don't particularly.
Because that's driving an hour and a half.
Yeah.
To go to that one, so.
Yeah, and especially, she didn't really want to go to it. I just got the field trip was mixed up, so whatever. But let's see. Other than that, everything's pretty good. Kalia's been a little bit of a grouch, but nothing. We did go to Unclaimed Baggage. We're going to Jennifer and Benjamin. Hi, Benjamin. Come back to season 4. Yay. We're all going on a cruise June 3rd. So we went to Unclaimed Baggage to go get some stuff, and we took Kalia was fussing and bragging about us going on a cruise. Well, because I was like, well, do you want to get a book for the cruise? Because you get bored, and I would like you to read a little bit at least. Just like, no, I don't want a book. And she's like, stop bragging about the cruise. This is not like a crazy expensive. This is not like, oh, we're going to Paris and staying in the apartment at the top of the tower or something like that. This is us just going on a cruise. They're not that expensive. Honestly, they're not. So like acting that way, whatever. And she got kind of upset because we were looking at, for anyone not in Alabama, there's a store called Unclaimed Baggage where airlines will, when they lose baggage and no one claims it, will take that baggage and auction it off, and the store buys all that auctioned off luggage and they open it, they sell it.
So what they can sell, yeah.
So there's a shit ton of jewelry and clothes and
Sunglasses.
electronics.
Yep.
I mean, and they have to limit the amount of iPads you can buy because there's just so Kalia was like, oh, could I get this iPad? And some of the prices weren't bad because it was like $84 one, but it was like Gen 2 or 3. And I was like, I don't know if this is going to run anything that you would want.
Right.
So even if I bought it for you, she's like, it doesn't matter the generation. Yeah, it does. I'm like, yeah, it does. Like, you're not going to be able to run anything if it's like too old. So, but then I kind of explained to her, I don't mind buying you a tablet for drawing and whatnot, but like I had to kind of explain like the idea of a budget and how we have a budget for how much we spend on Christmas presents and
birthday presents.
And birthday presents. And I was like, I don't mind buying this, but it'll like eat up almost probably the majority of your budget, so you won't get anything else. I guess a burster bubble on Santa Claus ain't as unlimited as she thought. So, but other than that, it's been uneventful. Just trying to get everything. We got the new logo up. I hope everybody likes it. It's not huge change, but I had to get rid of the
mom juice.
the mom juice.
Didn't realize that would be trademark.
Well, I was looking through the trade. There's a registry of trademarks and copyrights and shit, and I looked up mom juice just in case. And A Guide to Poor Parenting is not trademarked, which I need to probably get a trademark soon. Please, if you're listening to this, don't go and trademark behind my back.
Please.
But Mom Juice is trademarked, so I'm like that. Make that part of our logo.
Yeah.
So, but I like the new logo.
I do too.
Yeah, it's cute. Little when I got this, I may have talked about this, and I apologize. When I asked the person to develop it, she just basically grabbed some clip art, a bottle, and a bear from totally different universes. It looked like one was more realistic, very cartoony.
Yeah.
And it looked like Boo Boo. So she finally got it to a spot I liked. So go for Ava on Fiverr. So good job on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my week and your week.
Yep.
Miss Jennifer, what are we drinking?
We are drinking a bottle that you got at Aldi's.
Yes.
It is a Quarter Cut Bourbon Barrel Aged Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yes.
And it's like grape juice.
Yeah, it's not very good. It I don't know, like it may have touched a bourbon barrel at some point, but it was in there for like 5 seconds at most because it like has none of the characteristics of the other ones we like. And there's no like smokiness to it. There's no like caramel or anything. I don't know. The one we drink a lot, we like.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of complexity to it. But
right.
This just is grape juice. It's not very good.
Yeah.
But I think it was like $6. So,
hey, that worked?
So, yeah, for all our 15 listeners, if you have any ideas on wines we should try,
yes,
please write in. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Jennifer, we got a cocktail. What are we talking about?
Cleanliness.
Yes. We got
next to...
Well, and then we're all going to hell.
Yep.
Yeah, we were... Jennifer and I was like, what do you want to talk about on our season premiere? And she had just told me a story about Wesley. I'm like, you want to talk about cleanliness? Because our kids are... Like, we try to get cleaner room. She's okay at it. You used to get Wesley to clean his room. Used to.
I mean, I still try.
No, I just meant you used to be able to get him.
Oh, yes. And now it's like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's like he will say it's clean and then like not nowhere. And I tell him, well, what about this, and this? Oh my God, you want me to be perfect? No, I just don't want shit on the floor. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Clea's pulled that bullshit about that. You just want it to be perfect. I'm not a perfectionist. It doesn't have to be perfect. Frankly, your room is gross, even as when I do say it's clean, I just want shit put away.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. Yeah, she's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm like, it has to be better than this piece of shit.
Yes.
Whatever you done.
Yes.
How would you, like, is clean, like, when you were growing up, all right, I guess we'll start with it back to us too quickly. What is tell the big ick that you found in his closet, the pile of wet?
Oh, it's not in the closet.
Oh, I thought it was in the closet.
No, it's just on the floor in the corner. Oh. And I didn't find it. It's been there.
Oh, I thought it was in the closet.
And he just keeps
adding on
to it.
You want to tell our listeners what it is?
So, Wesley has accident.
Which is super common for kids with ADHD.
And apparently African American boys.
Mm-hmm. And with the trauma he's gone through. It's super common.
Yep. And so I've always done sheet protector, sheet, because in one of our classes or one of our support group, someone had suggested that, and I'm like, well, that makes sense. So that way we can just strip it, and then we still have it. And then, if we forget to put it in the dryer or it's drying overnight or whatever, it's not a big deal that we're waiting, to get the sheets back on the bed. Well, he's stopped.
Now, when you say stopped, what do you mean?
Like, he's just stopped telling me.
Oh, that he's at an accident?
Putting it in the washing machine like he used to back in the day. Just no communication whatsoever.
So what does he do instead?
I don't know.
But that's what the pile is, right?
I think it's because I've lost all my towels from my closet, so I'm thinking he's laying on a towel on a bare mattress and then just throws it in the corner.
So we're talking like 3 or 4 pairs of sheets.
Yep. 4 pairs of sheets, a blanket,
and
clothes,
a bunch of
towels, blankets that he took out of the closet, sheets he took out of the closet that I guess he would try to wrap himself up with. He has a tendency to use his beanbag as a blanket, so that probably has pee all over it.
Ugh, what does his room smell like?
Ass. I don't know how else to
teenage piss
to describe that. That's in a corner. Then I don't know, if there's a vending machine at school or kids just give him chips and candies and sodas. So there's food wrappers and food and bottles and that sort of thing on the floor. He got kicked out of Boys and Girls Club, so my brother's been watching him, and his snack is popcorn, and he knows not to eat in his room, but I found popcorn. Well, I didn't even find. I opened up the door, and there's 2 popcorn bags laying right there.
Great.
So just trash. He beats things up. He breaks stuff, and he just leaves the pieces. It's just a pigsty. And when I said to him, "Your room is a pigsty. Your room's not any better." I can walk on my fucking floor.
Piss shit everywhere.
My room doesn't smell. Yes, I have things in my room because I have to hide my shit so you don't fucking take it. And I've also not swept or vacuumed in 2 months, 3 months, ever since the surgery. I did a really good cleaning before the surgery. But I ain't trying to stand and do all that.
Yeah, not with a busted foot.
When I, work all day and I'm just tired after that, and then on the weekends we're running amok. So no, my room is not a grr. So yeah, that's his. And I don't understand how he can sleep in that or just breathe in that.
No, nose blind to it. My brother growing up was always real bad about it. So any room that he stays in gets real BO smelling badly. To the point you're gaggy. You're like, oh, okay, I breathe.
Right.
I remember when my friend Lorianne came to town. We went over to my brother's apartment for a second, and I remember one time when he and I were living together. He was in an apartment my mom was paying for, and he was sleeping on a single mattress and no sheets on it, or sheets half off. And mom's like, well, I got to wash the sheets. But they were so nasty. They hadn't been washed in 6 months, I think. So she soaked them in the bathtub with some bleach water, and the water and I don't mean it got a little murky. It's just gray and solid. And it was like, oh, so gross. Yeah, Kalia is... Kalia's got the BO problem. Not seem to think she stinks. And she just will lay under a heavy blanket and sweat hard. And it just starts stinking.
Right.
And I'll be like, baby, put deodorant on. I'm like, you touching the bar to your armpit once does not... It's not putting on deodorant.
Right.
And then we'll go in the living room with funky little girl. I think that Kalia is a pack rat, a real bad one.
Right. Which I think a lot of kids that had foster parents, because it's, if you don't, they don't let you take the stuff from one place to another, then you're like, I gotta keep it.
Yeah. Okay. She's also her mom's also a bit of a pack rat too, but foster care is 16. I think that's just a Harris thing, a bit of a pack rat. But yeah, she's right now, we have a rule that if she wants the tablet or the phone to play with, she's got to clean her room. And usually that just means picking trash off the floor, making sure your bed's made. But she's getting in the habit of she's got all this jewelry and shit, so she puts it out on display, and it's getting a bit much. So I'm gonna have to okay, you're gonna have to clear everything off your nightstand, because it's just I realize you have a bobblehead, it's really cool, but you got 10 of them, put them up. You don't leave everything out. Right. Find a home for it.
Right. Yeah, I always find it funny when he comes out here while we're having a conversation, and she's like, "Can someone check my room?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go in there." No, 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 not Auntie J, not Auntie J. Grandpa, not Auntie J.
Yeah, she doesn't like. She only likes me to do it because I'm.
You're lenient.
You stand in the doorway and you're like, it's. Whereas I go in.
Okay, thanks, Zane.
I open the.
I will say that as Zane's saying these things in the peanut gallery over here, the level of cleanliness between his clean and my clean for her room is significant. So don't believe the lies and the propaganda that he's spouting off.
It's called truth.
Okay, Trump. No, but I don't know. It's funny thing of growing up, like my mother and her sister Nelda were the cleanest or the best housekeepers I've ever known. Mm-hmm. Well, for working women,
Right.
they, I knew some homemakers that had spotless houses, and that, I hate to say it, but it kind of makes sense because you got all day to do it.
Right.
But mom and my aunt had just spotless houses. Like shit was put away, everything had a home, nothing was cluttered. And every time she comes over, I was just like cluttered everywhere, and I just want to throw things away. But what was your mom like growing up? Was she like super freak clean, or do you are as you are now? Is that how she kind of was?
No, she was definitely I make foot surgery and stuff, but no, our house was pretty clean. And as a child, she kept at me to my room clean. As I got to be a teenager, it was more just like clothes just everywhere.
Right.
That was my dirtiness, I want to say, because she was like, rest of the house, your room is your room. And then like I did laundry and I would sweep and mop the kitchen floor. So, she taught me how to do housework, of course, and,
right.
and laundry and stuff. And I remember one time my friends were coming over because we lived in an apartment where we had a really big pool, and it went like 12 feet deep, and it was awesome. And so my friends were coming over, I think to go swimming. Could have just been coming over to visit. I don't remember what. And I think I was in the shower, and Mom was like, "Yeah, you just go on in her room." And I got out of the shower, and your mom was like, "Your friends are here and they're in your room." And I'm like, "Mom, no." Because, drawers or whatever, just laying strung about, because I wasn't,
Yeah.
You pick up before people come over.
Yeah.
But I wasn't thinking that. So ever since then, I always kept it clothes in the basket.
Yeah.
And it, decent enough that if someone were to pop by and Mom was like, "Just go hang out in her room," there wasn't anything that would embarrass me or
your period panties hanging off the drawers.
That never would have happened. But just like
nothing
that would have embarrassed me, it would be that someone could come in and be like, "Okay, it's lived in," but
I like not being a woman myself. I don't know the etiquette. I have some idea of the etiquette when it comes to like feminine products, but I always get on to Clea when she's having her cycle because girl will just take her pad and plop it face up in the trash can. I'm like, "Babe, could roll it up." It's like, ain't nobody want to see your bloody pad.
Yeah. I would say that's the etiquette because it comes in a package.
Yeah.
And you roll it up and you put it back in and kind of tighten it up and put it in the package that you took it out of.
Yeah.
And then put it in the garbage. So that way no one has to see that.
Yeah.
And definitely don't flush it down the toilet.
Yeah, she knows not to do that. Like, God.
I mean, but it's sad. A 10-year-old knows to do that. But every door in every bathroom at my work has, "Please do not flush feminine products down the toilet."
A lot of women still think you flush tampons. Amazes me.
But you don't.
I know.
But it's like, I don't know if they think, "Oh, it's not my sewer. It's not my toilet." Like, they're just like, whatever. But
is there like, being a man, I don't know. In women's restrooms, mixed gender bathrooms, I've noticed a receptacle for feminine products. Is there always a trash thing for?
Well, there's always a trash thing. It's not just for feminine products, but there's always a trash thing there.
No, but a lot of times they have it in the stall with you or something.
There's always a little trash can in the stall. Yes. Sir.
Okay.
My bad. Yeah. There's always a trash can.
Okay.
It's simple.
Yeah. Okay. Because I remember when I worked in Houston at an office supply company, there was a memo sent around to the women to dispose of your feminine products correctly because a woman had hit it against the wall and it stuck there.
Yuck.
So a used tampon glued to the wall.
Ugh.
I was like, that is so nasty.
That is so nasty.
What you grew up in what was your father's? Were you responsible for doing all the cleaning around the house at your dad's house?
I want to say yes. Don't really remember much. I know one of my jobs was to crush the beer can. So we had a closet that had a huge, like the big gray trash cans, and had the beer smasher to the wall, and I'd have to smash them and put them in the trash can. And that closet smelled like ass too. It's like old beer, and I don't like beer smell anyways. But I remember I had to do that. But I'm pretty sure I had to clean.
I'm trying to think, like my parents, we had kind of a weekly ritual where it's like we would have like we had a carpeted house, so like, someone had to vacuum, someone had to mop, someone had to dust, and we do that somewhat here, but it's kind of just we don't have a routine about it. We just kind of do it as needed. We probably should get onto a routine just so that Khalid can be part of it. But especially like with the dishes, we're if the dishwasher is full of clean dishes and the sink is full of dirty dishes, we will most times after dinner like clean. Sometimes the sink is empty. Do it. We'll just let the dishes sit for a bit. I don't feel like doing anything else.
Right.
So, yeah, I like Justin is fairly clean. He's not great about washing his sheets as he should. His sheets was starting to get a little bit dingy when he was living with us, and we're trying to make sure with Kalia because she's got sensitive skin. Because if she doesn't, she has to use the fragrance-free stuff, and if she doesn't wash her sheets like every week, she'll start breaking out. She's like, I got bumps. But
I got
I'm just gross.
Yep.
Although adults are too.
Yeah.
The deodorant story you were telling, crack. You want to tell that one real quick?
I can. So Wesley has like 3 deodorants in his book bag. Don't know why. And I know he puts it on in the morning because that's what he says. I gotta put my deodorant on real quick. Whatever.
Yeah. When I used to drive him, he would like pull it out and put it on as we're driving to school.
So, but he doesn't shower every. So
When does he shower? At night?
he doesn't shower every day. So he's just putting deodorant on top of other deodorant because he hasn't showered. And I've told him you only have to put it on once. On the damn thing it says up to 24 hours. Some of them fucking say 48 hours.
2.
There you go. You just put it on one time. Then you take a shower, wash it off, put it back on. A ritual, routine, whatever. It's easy peasy. So he while I'm getting my PJs, he's talking to me through my bathroom door, which he loves to do. I don't ever fucking bother him when he's in his bathroom. But he always wants to just
He wants mommy's attention.
be an asshole and just annoying. And I'm like, dude, I am getting dressed. What? What's this? So let me get my x-ray vision goggles out and look through my fucking door. What do you want me to do? Just hold on. You're supposed to be in bed anyways. So you're just like, making up shit to stay awake or whatever. I don't know what, but just give me a second. So I open up the door. He's lifting up his arm. He's got like a ring around his underarm. I was like, I don't know. But my guess is you don't shower every day and you put deodorant on 5, 10, 15 times a day. I don't know if that's what he does, but I'm pretty sure he does. Why the hell else would he have 3 different deodorants in his book bag? Sure. Leave that shit in your bathroom like a normal person does.
He's not bathing every day, mama.
But he still goes in his bathroom. Just put your deodorant on then.
Can't get Kalia to use
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, if he
Yeah.
gets to the point where it doesn't work because he just keeps lathering on top of, and then like you sweat and then you put it back on top of the sweat, I can't see how that would keep you smelling good. I don't know, but I was like, that's my guess.
Because that's kind of I just imagine this like nasty, waxy, like quarter-inch film building up over the. Bleh.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
gross.
it didn't look like that, but I mean, yeah, it just. And
Yeah.
I don't know if he just like puts it on his underarm or if he's like circles. Like I have no idea what he's doing. So.
Well, I know he showed us. I'm sure he showed you. He's got himself some underarm hair. So
Yeah.
He's hitting puberty finally.
Well, he had that last year. He just wanted. I think he has got a little bit more now. Like his first one, he was like, "Mom, look, I got a hair," and I was like, "You know what that means?" He was like, "Yeah, a kid at school told me." I was like, "What did they say?" He was like, "I'm a man." No, that's not what it means.
Becoming a young man.
Yeah.
Becoming a stinky young man.
And I was like, "Puberty," and he was like, and I was like, "Would you like to know what that entails?" No. Okay. Well, if you do, just ask me.
I think he's ever asked Zane. I know he hasn't Zane, but I don't think he's asked me.
He's asked me, I mean, he kind of, like, after I was like, just let me know whenever. He's like, well, what kind of other things? And I didn't want to get, like, nasty
Graphic.
quick.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, your voice can go deep and they can go really high and it'll kind of break. I don't want that. Well, you can't stop that from happening when it happens.
Let's say it's already happening
And he
now.
was like, what else? And I was like, well, your body. No, I don't want to know more. Okay. So that's about as far as we got on that.
That's cutting. The rest of them is gross.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. I'm trying to think who we know of all our friends is probably the cleanest, like, impeccable house. I say David and Jason, probably.
Yeah, when we went to their house.
But they also, like, we see them so infrequently. I don't know how often.
That's-
Dad, yeah.
Well, I've never.
I don't think I had. Okay, so Zane's dad, Freddie, and his wife Kay, they have a really clean. Sandra, I'm probably more in line with Sandra, a little more cluttered than she is, but just like well used, and
Yeah.
the cabinets could probably use a good scrubbing, but everything's
It's lived in.
it's very lived in. But yeah, when are you the most embarrassed of your house? Are you ever like embarrassed of your house? You don't have a ton of people ever come over.
I mean, Wesley's room would definitely be
Right.
like the last time the bug guy came in the house. I'm like, you're not going in this room or this bathroom. I just did the rest of the house.
Yeah.
Like he went in my room. Like, I'm sorry, it's lived in. He was like, I see some really bad houses. This is perfect compared to them. And I was like, thank you for saying that. When we did have people over, we were really good about keeping the house. When I had roommates and stuff like that, there wasn't anything that I was ever really embarrassed about.
Our house, like the thing I get embarrassed with our house is if we haven't picked up shit in a while, and we still have stuff. Like we have our wreath sitting in the living room. I keep hoping Zane will see it and say, "Oh, I should put it in the attic." But then he'll tell me, "And a loving husband," and I would hope he would know that. Oh, I'll offer to do that. But I guess not.
Well, you gotta tell me. I don't have telepathy. I lost that power years ago.
So yeah, but I would just clutter stresses me out. The one problem I have with this house, not problem, but one thing, it's like a blessing and a curse. It's big enough
Yeah.
that it can be cluttered and it's spread out enough, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But like in our old house, you had a lot of clutter. It just showed super quick.
Yeah.
And anytime like our table, the island gets too much stuff on it, or like the stuff on the entertainment center gets too much. I have a bunch of cables on the thing next to where we're recording this, and I'm like, oh my god, I just need to throw things away.
But you did make a list of little things that you were doing. So I mean,
Yeah, we do have a list, and I'm slowly making my way through it. Yeah, clutter is the thing that drives me crazy. Dusting, I can turn a little bit of a blind eye to that one, but clutter is the thing that stresses most.
yeah, I kind of have to turn a blind eye to the dusting because the dogs bring in so much dirt that it's not. I don't even think it's dust. It's just lots of dirt everywhere, and that especially in the room that they stay in.
Yeah, your
I can
office
dust
area.
that, quote unquote, dust that, and then not even an hour later, it's just like another film of dust, dirt, just comes in and just goes over everything. So I really need to get rid of roommate stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot that I need to go through
And the shed
clean
too.
out, and I got
Scary crawl space.
scary. Well, it's not a crawl. It is a storm shelter.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
it's a
true.
big room. It's not just like an itty bitty crawl space. I mean, it's a room. It's got stairs and a light, and I'm sure animals dead and alive, and water, and
Because it's not like it is literally a hole under your house.
Yep.
But it's not sealed. So it's like if you can gain access to her crawl space, you could get down into.
if you know where the
If you knew where to go.
yes, and because it is. I mean, it's blocked off from the crawl space part.
Oh, I thought it was open.
But there is a panel, I guess, that can pop off for like if someone needed, but you can't see it. Sorry, I keep hitting the microphone. You can't see it from the crawl space, but you can see it from the
Inside?
cellar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, last time that I was down there,
And
there was nothing that could come in but water. I don't know now.
And it's not sealed correctly, I don't think, because it gets water in
It
there.
does get water. Yeah, it's because I live on the backyard slopes down, so all the water just runs in, and then I have those little vent thingies that are supposed to help with the pipe's not freezing, but it just gets the water in there. So I don't know. That was an addition, an add-on that the homeowners before me decided to do, and they really did it jankily. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've covered everything I can think of. Anything you want to talk about cleanliness and our nasty children?
No, I think that's
Okay.
pretty good.
All right. Well, for all our 15 listeners, if you have any
Benjamin.
if you have any funny stories about your kids,
Or if you need some bad parenting advice, or if you have any ideas for topics.
yes, please let us know.
Please.
Email us at guidetopoorparenting@gmail.com.
Yep, you can tell what we were eating today for our snack time, since I did the topic and the rank.
Sorry.
No. It's fine.
So Zane went to Auburn for the A-Day game back in April, and it's like early May right now. But while I was down there, there's a world market. I think it's called Cost Plus World. Anyway, it's a world market. They're all over the place. We had them in Texas too.
Just not in Huntsville.
Yeah, weird because Auburn is smaller than Huntsville. But anyway, they have a world market there, and I love it. And Zane does too. He went. He's like, "Should I get anything?" I was like, "Well, yeah, get like maybe a couple bottles of wine, get some snacks that we've never tried." So he got us some pistachio flavored madeleines, little cakes with kind of look like shells.
Yep.
And they're quite yummy.
They are.
Much better than the wine we're drinking.
Yep. Like, it's sweet, but not like overly powdered, just a little bit of sweet. And the cake is very moist.
Yes.
For the people. Sorry if you don't like that word. I know a couple of people that
moist.
don't. But that's what it is. It was just very yummy.
Yeah, it was delightful. Thank you for picking that up, Zane.
Thank you, Zane.
All right, so we did. So I think I told you it was I'm pretty sure it was because I did the last one about Kalia. I was looking it up a minute ago to tell you that it was like, okay, I did story time last time, so it is your story time this time, and you have got a pretty good one.
Well, it
relates
goes along to
yeah.
the cleanliness. So I was telling everybody, he has the popcorn and the bottles and the food that he's eaten and such. So the other day, it's like 6:30 at night, and Wesley runs out, and he's like, "There's ants in my room." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I imagine there are, because you have food in your room, and that is the reason why I've told you not to have food in your room, is because I don't want bugs." "Well, they're coming from the other room." "Well, yeah. They have to find the way into the house to get to your room where the food is." Of course, he doesn't believe me. It's all that other room's fault and not his, with the popcorn bags and the food everywhere. I'm like, it is because of this. You need, especially if you want the ants gone, I have to be able to let the bug guy in, and I will not. If you have all that pea shit in that corner, and then you have all this trash and food, he's just going to say the same thing. "Well, this is the reason why." And I'm going to be like, "Duh, but my son doesn't understand." Like, no, you're just going to have to clean your room. Well, he decides that instead of sleeping in his room with the ants, he's going to sleep on the floor in his bathroom.
Yes.
With the bing bag as his blanket.
And
so no pillow.
In the bathroom that he doesn't flush very good.
Nope.
And it stinks like shit last time I was in there.
And doesn't clean, even though I've asked him so many times. And I'm sure he pees everywhere. And he's just laying on the floor. And I'm like, okay. So Friday, I think that was Thursday. So Friday, sleeping in the bathroom again. Really need you to clean this room. I picked up the popcorn. That's not all I need picked up. I mean, you have food wrappers everywhere. "I'm gonna sleep in my room tonight." I'm like, okay. I do not know what to do with this boy, but I just found it hilarious that instead of just cleaning his room, which will solve everything, I'm sleeping in the bathroom. I'm like, okay, whatever. I guess if you pee on that floor, then it's just the floor. It's not a bed. Because I don't know if he's been peeing on his bare mattress. Ugh. But I'm not buying him a new mattress.
I mean, why? It'd just be ruined in a day.
Exactly. Ugh. So, yes, ants, because Wesley has food, but he doesn't believe it. And sleeping in the bath. It was bedtime. I'm like, "Why are you not going to your room?" "Oh, I'm sleeping in here." "Okay, well, turn off the light and don't leave the bath." Like, I was just like, okay, whatever. We're going to wake you up in the morning because dogs get crazy and I feed them. And so don't, let me sleep. No, none of that. Crazy.
I remember, that reminds, in a related story, I remember when we first got Kalia, she's deathly afraid of bugs. and she had some ants coming into her bathroom. And she's like, oh, I killed them. You should be proud of me. I was like, how did you kill them? Oh, I used the oil. So she had gotten very expensive hair oil that I got for her hair and like squirted it everywhere to kill the ants. I was so fucking mad. I was like, I was so goddamn mad.
Yeah. Wesley used a whole bottle of wasp spray because, of course, he didn't read, and it smelled like acid spray, bug spray, and I'm like, whatever. I wasn't even like I was done at that point. Whatever. Okay.
Lord. Oh, so yeah, kids are nasty. Don't expect a clean house.
Nope.
If you ever want to have some.
Yeah.
So, thanks for listening to another episode of A Guide to More Parenting.
If you like our podcast, please give us a 5-star rating on whatever platform you're listening on.
And if you don't like our podcast, just like when our kids ask why they have to clean their room, even though they have ants, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Just say tough shit.
Oh, that's not the one
I
that
know, because I
have.
forgot to change it.
Oh, I was like, there's more, even if they have ants. Like, okay, I didn't see that part of it, whatever. So, you know, even if they have ants, clean your room. It's tough shit.
I forgot to change the outro.
Crazy.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.